Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for being here. I have been trying to get into the holiday season a little bit. So Halloween is here. By the time you see this, I will either be preparing for or actually at my live classes. So I wanted to do a little kind of challenge for myself. I wanted to make a Halloween painting, but I wanted to use no orange. So I'm going to be using some purples, a little bit of turquoise. I want to kind of ombre swipe a background, and then I want to have just like a lone stark tree with a moon. So I have the concept in my mind. This is probably going to be in quite a few parts over a couple of days. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm going to get started. Let's paint. All right. So each year I have everybody put some of their Halloween stories, either what you were the past year or in years prior. And I'll tell you a little bit about what we did last Halloween, which was something totally different this time. We normally go to a music festival during Halloween, and we dress up and it's super fun and we're there with friends, but we didn't go this past year. We actually ended up going to New York. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. But I'm going to tell you about my colors. These are all basically self-mixed except for the turquoise green. So I have, it almost looks like a Caput Mortem from Amsterdam. It's like a pinkish violet color. I have a violet that I mixed. So this is ultramarine violet mixed with magenta. I have phthalo blue and blue violet mixed together. I have my turquoise green. And then for the tree, I'm still deciding if I'm going to do this while it's wet or when it's dry. And if it's wet, I have some brown and black colors over here on the side. So, oh gosh, now I forgot how I wanted to, I had these in the order that I wanted to layer them, and I think it's like that. So I'm going to swipe the background first and then see what comes out. I am going to swipe with black as well. And then I'll kind of go from there. I don't know. This one's just going to be kind of fun, me just messing around. So I'm going to start up here with this color along this edge. Used up all of that. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to do them a little bit over top of one another, but not much. I hope I have enough. I actually might swirl a little bit of this one up through there. Now for this color, I hope this is enough for this canvas, y'all. I do have some extra of another color down here. Ooh, you know what? I might do just the regular violet down here. Let me grab a little bit of that. Y'all, I just spilled... I just overflowed the entire cup here. My hands now have, like, when I tell you I overflowed it, like, I mean, I had to wipe up so much. Like, where was my mind? What was I doing? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I've got my last color. You can kind of see the difference in this is blue violet, and this is more like an ultramarine blue. It's the violet and the phthalo blue mixed together. But there we go. That is plenty there. And I think I want just a little bit more of the turquoise right through here. All right, this last little bit right through there. Now I'm going to come in and just kind of blend some of these together. That's what I do on this kind of ombre type one. I used up all my paper towels when I spilled the paint, so. But so in New York, we went to go see one of my husband's best friends, Johnny, and we didn't dress up. We didn't bring anything with us. We just had limited amount for suitcases and stuff like that. But what we did was we went out to dinner and we were so nosy, y'all. We went to eat at a restaurant on the top of a building, and you could see inside the other building, which was an apartment complex. And there was like a party going on of people like dressed up in costumes. We were so nosy. I mean, they had their windows open. Everybody in the restaurant could see. And we just spent the night talking and having a great time and being so nosy, looking at this other apartment building. We made up like stories for the people that were there that were in costume. Like it was hilarious. But we got to see all these other people dressed up like in Times Square and stuff like that. So it was just different. It was a little bit different for us, but it was still a super fun time. Okay, so I think I am actually good on this. I'm just going to bring this over to this side a little bit. And then let's swipe on through. I think I'm going to swipe through. I've told these stories before, but there are new people to my channel. So my husband was Mr. Potato Head one year, a detachable Mr. Potato Head. So you could take like the eyes and the nose off and he would shake. And then my one friend Trina was I think it was a margarita, but everybody kept calling her martini or vice versa. And I died laughing the whole night for that. And then the best costume, I think, 2 costumes. My brother dressed up as the devil one year, and he literally made his costume. He had boots that were this large. And his wife, girlfriend at the time, is like super short. I think probably my height or maybe even a little bit shorter than me. And my brother's already 6 foot tall and maybe 6'1". And he was like 9 feet tall with these boots on. They were hooves that he made and put fur on them. Like it was so creative. And the other one is my husband, another one of my husband's best friends, and he was the Invisible Man. So he had like a head. He had a wire with glasses, and his head was inside his coat. That was such a cool costume as well. Super creative. But yeah, you can let me know if there's any costumes that you have had or done for Halloween. I'm creative in the studio, but I will say I'm not that creative for Halloween normally. Ooh, that is so pretty. All right, let's get another swipe in through here. This is just really going to be the backdrop for it. I think I'm going to come down through here. The turquoise green was kind of like my surprise color in this, but I think it's pretty cool. I feel like I want to do one swipe kind of through there. I am coming all from the same side, so I don't know how that's going to go. Oh, you know what? I want to do this with my smaller. Okay, here we go. Okay, I see that. I want to do, oh, I got it on my toe. I want to bring a little bit of that turquoise down. I've already swiped this area, but I want to bring a little bit of the turquoise down into there. Okay, I think the first part of this may be done. I'm going to stretch it out and then we'll see. This is like super interesting. I always do orange for Halloween. Like I just think of like candy corn and pumpkins and pumpkin patches. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to try to make a painting without it, but let's see how this goes. Can't be much worse than me already dumping an entire cup of paint out. I want to keep a little bit. Ooh, that's looking pretty cool. It got kind of swirled around. Ooh, that's really cool. Oh, I like this as it is. Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to bring it back up just a little bit, have some of that turquoise go off the top. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so now I want to decide, I am going to try, there's a few things. I'm going to put the moon in it right here. And then, oh, I need to touch up my sides. And then I'm going to draw my tree. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the tree next. I want to just kind of outline. So I've already stretched this out and I don't want it to be too thick. So I'm just going to do, I think I'm just going to kind of start. I know that I want the tree to kind of swirl like that. So I'm just creating the outline of it right now. And I know that I want it to kind of, okay, so that's the base of the tree. And now I want to put some extra colors in it. But I just want to layer this like, you guys will see my vision come together, hopefully. Now I'm going to put some of this brown color in it. I made this brown out of black and a maroonish purple color that I made because I didn't want to just use Van Dyke brown. I hope this doesn't crack because it's got so much. Now I want to come in with my tiny palette knife and kind of blend and then kind of swirl it up together. Oh, that's really pretty. Now I want to, I think I need to go ahead and put my moon in, and I'm gonna do that with a pearlescent blue because the moon has that like hazy grayish color. I also don't know if that's gonna work, but I'm gonna try. So I think I'm just gonna pour it in just like this. And it will kind of spread itself out. I want it to be bigger, but I don't want to pour like a bigger puddle. Let's see. I'm trying to be so careful. Ah! Maybe I need to do it like with my finger. I don't know. Or maybe I swirl. Maybe I swirl. Is that working? I can't tell. I can't tell. Maybe I needed to paint this part. Doesn't have to be perfect. I can paint over it as well. Maybe I should have taped that part off. Okay, I don't know, that's kind of cool. Okay, I do wish my moon was a little bit bigger, but again, I can paint that part later. But now I can do my tree to bring it back up. So I'm going to bring some of this down for the tree. I want it to kind of swirl together. This is like way harder than it looks. Now I want to bring some of the tree up through there. I want a little bit more black down here, and I'm going to swirl that on up through here. Ooh, okay. Swirl this down. I want it to have like a winding kind of spooky motion, like it's turning and twisting. A little bit more brown. Okay, all right. Now I'm gonna take my black, come down through here. Y'all let me know if you're getting my vibes here of what I'm trying to do. I saw a picture on Pinterest that had like some Halloween-y type vibes, and that's what I was trying to go for. So now, composition-wise, I think I want one branch up there. I'm going to have to repaint that moon for sure, but that's okay. I wanted to be able to drag some of these branches through. I'm just getting my big branches together right now. Oh no, I don't want that turquoise in there. Bring that brown, swirl that back through there, and then take this up as a branch through there. This is very difficult trying to do it all as fluid paint with this technique, but okay, I'm starting to like this, y'all. And I think my smaller branches, I don't know yet if I'm gonna do those. I definitely want one branch to come off here and go straight through the moon. What are we thinking? Are you thinking, Molly, what were you thinking? And I think maybe like a tiny little black cat or a bat up there. Oh no, that was a lot of brown. Okay, now I think I move back to the black. Okay. Yes. Are you seeing my vision yet? I don't know. And then I think what I'm going to do is let this dry. And then yeah, and then I'm going to repaint the moon. That was the hardest part. And add some more branches and maybe one little animal of some kind. Okay. All right. I'm done with this part. I will, or at least you'll see me in a little bit, and I will be back to paint the rest of this. And we're back for the next day of the painting. So the painting itself came out really well, except for I just wasn't in love with the way the moon came out. I want the moon to be bigger. And so I am going to actually draw over that part. So I think I could have done liquid latex or taped off the branches, but I'm just going to repaint the branches themselves. So I just wanted to make the moon a little bit bigger, and I'm going to paint it with a little bit. Okay, that's perfect. I can see that ring around there. So I'm going to paint it, I think, with white, and then I'm going to paint over it with iridescent blue. Then I'm going to do a little shading. So we are just going to see how this is going to come out. But I am going to start just making it big, and then I'll come back in and paint these branches out. I don't know if I want to have like a cat or anything in here. Maybe it'll just be a spooky scene with the moon and the lone tree. All right, so let me grab my brushes. I do have a little bit of black, so I might do, whoops. And of course, this isn't going to be like super realistic, so it's okay if we just play around a little bit. But now you could do this with regular white paint like I'm doing, or you could thin it out a little bit. I actually want a relatively thick layer for this. Oh, I should have gone around and outlined it first with a thinner brush, but we're just going to wing it here because I'm going to add some shading in here anyway. You can let me know, do you celebrate Halloween where you are? Do you have trick-or-treaters come by? If you do, it is kind of sad saying goodbye to that center part, but I was too afraid that it was going to crack, so I didn't put enough of the pearl blue in there. Okay, my circle, my moon is not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Maybe it's not completely full. Okay, that actually worked pretty well, and I'm okay seeing some of it through there because the moon has all kinds of spots on it. And I can still kind of see, oh, I'm liking this already. I can kind of see, I might just get a little bit of water where those leaves were as well. I just want to glide that around a little bit better. I'm sure that you probably can't see anything but my head on the overhead view. So all right, leaving it this way, I've already got some kind of shadows in the moon, and I actually really like that. Okay. Yes, this is working out so far. Now, my next part is going to be painting the pearl blue. And I think I'm just going to paint right over top of it. I just want to give it like a little bit of an iridescent shine. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to take a little bit. Oh, you know what? I do kind of feel like I want that to be a little bit thinner. I'm just taking a little bit of water from my cup and just thinning the paint out a little bit. Maybe I'll take a little bit right here scoop it onto here. Take some water and then just thin that out a little bit. Okay, now I've got a good layer here. The pearlescent paints are really transparent, and I think they're kind of going to mix with these white paints a little bit. So I just want to have just kind of a little bit of shine in there. It's pulling up, the brush is pulling up a little bit of the background or the white so that you can see the background through it. But again, I'm okay with that because the moon has all these kind of striations. Not striations, but you know what I'm trying to say here. It will be barely, you'll barely be able to see it, but okay. I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. You can see like the back edges of it. Now I kind of want to come in with a little bit of my black. Ooh, and maybe a little bit of the pearlescent blue. Oh, yes, 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 yes. And then I just kind of want to, kind of like the moon has in it. Yes. Some little parts over here. This is really just like a dark, blue color. Let me see if you can see it. Because I added the pearl blue in there. Here, I'll add a little bit more pearl blue. Okay, I'm adding my shading on around in here. Finger painting as I usually do, even when I'm using a brush. Silly me, huh? Always finger painting. That's what people say to me online. And I say, yes, I am. And I enjoy it. Oh, y'all, this moon is coming out so good. Like my concept is coming to life. Was that silly? I'm sorry. Okay. Now just blend that on in with a little bit of shading. A little bit of blending. Y'all, that looks kind of like a moon. That's my Halloween laugh. Oh, my evil laugh. All right, perfect. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to go with my black and layer some down in here and really make these limbs stand out a little bit more. I have another idea coming up. So this is going to be a week of Halloween painting. So I'm actually going to release 3. So you're going to see this one on Sunday. Then I have another one that I will release on Wednesday and then one on Friday. So you're going to get an extra bonus 2 videos to lead up to Halloween. So be on the lookout for that. Subscribe to my channel. Share this out. It all helps me. I am on my journey. And it has been a slow journey, I'll tell you, this past year, but I'm on my journey to 1 million on my channel. And I'm really thankful and grateful to all of you. Get rid of some of that through there. Okay, now for the big one through here. I do kind of wish I remembered exactly where it was. I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. Gonna come up through here. Oh, I almost dipped in the pearl color there. What do we think, y'all? I have to have a relatively steady hand for this, which I don't always have. Okay, that one looks good. Got that. Not in love with that part, but that's okay. Gonna come down through there. This was kind of a big one. Up through there. Make that a little bit bigger. And again, you could have taped over those parts if you really wanted to keep your tree normal. Not normal. What am I saying? If you wanted to keep the original, not normal, the original tree that you had, you could have done that. I really like this though. I like coming back into these. I'm going to add a little bit of brown, I think, to it as well. And because I'm painting over it while it's wet, it's like blending a little bit with the gray, but again, I don't mind. Branches are not always symmetrical, almost never symmetrical. So you just put these wherever you want them. All right, I think I'm done. I am super happy with this one. I feel like there is more that I could have done to it, but I feel like it's super cool. And I'm gonna take you in and I'll show you. Here it is up on the wall. It looks so spooky. The moon shimmers. Oh, so cool. This is so much fun. All right, so tune in. I have another video. This one will include orange for the next video. But stay tuned for that one. I've got 2 more ideas. All right, thanks everyone, and happy Halloween for those that celebrate. Please be safe this week. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Happy painting. Bye. Mwah.